It's meme time, it's meme time. Gather all your friends, it's meme time. It's meme time, it's meme time. The only cure for sadness.
So our story continues back on Kami's lookout, where shockingly Beerus and his angel attendant Whis appeared to confront the three Saiyans who had just left the hyperbolic time chamber. And understandably, Goku and Vegeta are immediately left shocked by these strange and powerful looking newcomers, not able to piece together who exactly they are, as Vegeta says, "Wait! Why does that creature seem familiar?" While Goku says, "Whoa, he looks strong. I have a bad feeling about this one." While Beerus coldly stares at the three men, silent and unmoving in his emotions, keeping a stern poker face on as he fails to reveal his intentions. What? Beerus? Whis? Meanwhile, the most shell-shocked and traumatized by all of this is Vegito, as he stands there wide-eyed and in a state of panic thinking, This can't be! Why would they be here? Now of all times! And Whis! He told me once an angel is erased, they would be erased from any and all timelines! Did he get it wrong? What is going on here? I need to regroup and calm down. But regardless of his panic-stricken state, Vegito is quick to use his energy to call Whis' staff into his hand, just in case he needs to make a quick exit. Meanwhile though, the Destroyer God now begins to open his mouth and asks his angel, "Whis, correct me if I'm wrong, but did you not say only 2 full-blooded Saiyans existed on this planet? Who is this other fellow? It seems he does not have a tail, but his energy signature, I sense, does not seem to be any different to the other 2. Could he really be an Earthling, you think?" And Whis, who at first is calm, responds, "I'm not sure, my lord. My angel staff is not always 100% accurate when it comes to scouring the entirety of the universe, but for analyzing a single planet, I would think it would be correct. But having said that, judging by the power levels I'm sensing, all 3 of these fighters are most definitely Saiyans." But a dark shadow soon falls over Whis' usually prim and proper face, as the angel realizes something seriously wrong is happening here and continues, "But regardless of what race these mortals are, what's more concerning, my lord, is that one of them is wielding an angel staff of his own. And on top of that, time rings meant only for the Supreme Kais of Universe 10. Whoever this third fellow is, he is not supposed to be here." Instantly, Beerus' eyes after hearing this are drawn to the left and right arm of Vegito, with one wielding the staff meant only for the angels and the other wrapped in numerous time rings, just as Whis had said. What the? Leaving Beerus completely and utterly shocked as his brain speeds up, trying to think 1,000 thoughts at once to try and explain what he's seeing. None of this should be possible indeed, and he responds, "Whis, you're right. What in the name of Zeno is going on here? We cannot let him leave this place without questioning him. His existence could mean the end of all of us if the God of War catches wind. I'll handle this right now. I came here looking for a Super Saiyan God to match me, and this is what I get? Whoever this is, he better not be who the Oracle Fish prophesied." And just like that, Beerus instantly launches himself at the trio of Saiyans, knowing that if he doesn't stop them in some way now, it will ironically be his head on a platter. "What? Stay calm, you two!" And as the god hurls towards them, Vegeta and Goku panic, while Vegito remains a force of calm, at least on the outside. On the inside though, Vegito continues his panic and jumps to conclusions as he thinks, "Damn it! They must have caught on! If I don't get out of here quickly, I'll end up having to repeat history! And though the truth is, the multiverse is better off without any gods or angels, I can't kill Beerus again! This is something these two will have to deal with on their own." Swiftly, Vegito then turns to face Goku and Vegeta and continues to use the two warriors that now both consider him to be a close friend to his advantage, yelling commandingly straight at them, "Goku! Vegeta! Listen to me! Quickly fuse! That thing approaching you is Monarcha, the demon that destroyed my timeline! Don't ask me why, but he must have arrived early! Use what I taught you and stop him at all costs! Do it now!" What? Huh? No! Both Goku and Vegeta are left momentarily motionless by the revelations. They'd only just finished training and already they had a new foe to face. Eventually they come to grips and Goku begins, "Damn it! He's here already? But we've barely recovered. Vegeta, do you think we can do this?" While a borderline annoyed Vegeta responds, "It's not like we have a choice, Kakarot! That damn Vegito said it would be years, and coincidentally, they come just the day after he arrives! I knew messing with our timeline like that wouldn't go down well! But whatever, that's in the past now! This monster is on the attack now! Get into position, Kakarot! We end this nightmare today!" Leaving Vegito to watch on with a cunning smile as his plan seemingly comes to perfect fruition, thinking, "Yes, that's the way, Vegeta. Take command and sort out this mess for me." As from afar, we then hear the two Saiyans iconically yell, "Fusion! Ha!" leading to a burst of light that shoots forth from Kami's lookout and into the sky. The light and magnificent power is so great that even Beerus is forced to stop straight in his tracks as he marvels and covers his face saying, "What the devil are those Saiyans doing now? Huh?" Suddenly though, the confusion turns to anger as he realizes what's happening. Wait a second! Did two of them just turn into one? Or are my eyes playing tricks on me, Whis? What's with this energy? It's changed! This isn't Mortal Ki. This is... And just like that, now standing there where Goku and Vegeta once were, is a fully powered up Gogeta, already in his Ultra Instinct form, holding onto his jacket in classic Gogeta style, with a newly gained cocky smile as he lets out, "Alright, kitty cat, I was planning on using this power a few years from now, but since you insist, let's get this party started now!" What? You're kidding me! Whis, is this what I think it is? Beerus and Whis thought they were shocked before, but it doesn't even compare to how they feel now in the slightest. They both know what they're seeing, but truthfully, they can't quite believe their eyes, with Beerus saying, "Whis, what is happening here? Tell me you know what's going on!" But Whis is no more in the know than his god of destruction, as he just stares blankly at Gogeta, completely positive as to what he is seeing, but unsure of how, letting out, "Lord Beerus, something is definitely not right here. This is indeed what you believe it to be, the technique of the angels, Ultra Instinct. Now I'm afraid this has become a matter Father must be aware of. My lord, we must not let any of these mortals escape." Wait! But seconds after saying this, however, Whis looks up into the sky in shock as one of the two warriors has already begun what looks like an escape. He quickly realizes what's happening as he yells to Beerus, still staring into the distance. Lord Beerus! Up there! The time ring user is on the move! And just as Whis had claimed, Vegito appears in the sky with his back turned as he uses his dark and divine energies to open yet another swirling portal up in the sky with the time rings of his universe. Ultra Vegito takes a quick moment to turn around and stare down at the people below, smiling to himself, knowing he'd got what he wanted from this universe and nobody, not even Whis or Beerus, could ever stop him, saying finally, "Goodbye, Beerus. Goodbye, Whis. It was nice to see you again, if only for a brief moment. I leave this now in the hands of Gogeta and yourselves. May you have a better future than I do. Farewell." And below, not hearing what Vegito had said, quietly under his breath, Gogeta smiles back saying, "Goodbye, my friend. Thank you for all the training. I'll put an end to these two here and now, and I wish the same for you, Vegito." While Beerus, knowing he can't stop the time portal, futilously comments, "We messed up big time letting that one go. I don't know if we should tell Zeno, knowing his temper." While Whis looks on and thinks, playing with time, wielding an angelic staff, just who is this mortal? And why? Why does he look at myself and Beerus with such familiarity? Meanwhile though, having made his escape, Ultra Vegito floats through the portal and arrives back in his own timeline, but has found himself in yet another one of the many parallel universes. This time, he's on what seems to be a strange and unfamiliar planet, one he obviously doesn't think he's been to before, and from the look on his face, he comments, "That was a close one. I guess I have to worry about running into gods and angels wherever I go in time. But where the hell have I found myself now? This could be a planet in any universe." But having just maneuvered his way out of danger, Vegito takes a moment to look at his surroundings, sensing for nearby power levels and generally think about his current situation as he reflects, "Damn, I was hoping to eat and recover before arriving back here. Maybe even stock up on some senzu beans from Korin. I guess I'll just have to find something here." His head turns backwards as he continues, "I can sense a load of energies nearby, a little stronger than the ones on Earth. Strong inhabitants must mean a load of food and sustenance to keep them alive. Guess I know where I'm going next." And with his plans made, Ultra Vegito dashes up in the air, flying off in the direction of the life energy nearby at an unfathomable speed. As Vegito flies overhead with his angel staff in one hand leading the way, he thinks, "Haven't even had the chance to get a Zenkai boost on healing up. But man, that training with Gogeta really made a difference. I can feel the improvement, the power, the speed. I'm on a whole new level. That Gogeta, a Super Saiyan 4 form combined with mastered Ultra Instinct, has made him a monster. I do wonder what will come of that universe now that that power is in his hands." Soon, with Vegito's speed, he finds himself over a thriving village population, noticing, "Down there, people. They look pretty strange though." As the fusion warrior looks down, he sees many different types of wolf-like people, standing on 2 feet, living down on the ground below. Eventually, he stops suddenly and descends to the ground to land with a thud, and as his eyes dart around for the first sign of food, he wonders to himself out loud, either unaware of just how morbid his thoughts really are, or just not caring. An entire planet population of wolves and beasts. How interesting. I guess at least that means I won't be short on meat anytime soon. Vegito walks around and soon arrives at a nearby section of shacks, tents and food stalls. It's not long before he finds a market stall that piques his interest immediately. And right there, next to a pleasant looking wolf with spectacles, are 2 plates of freshly cooked and seasoned meat. As the stallsman calls out, "Hey, you there! Yes, you, foreigner. Come try our delicious sheep meat, only 12 bones apiece." And as Vegito hears this, a happy Goku-like smile appears on his face as he yells out, seemingly disregarding the price. "Ah! Perfect! Just what I'm looking for, old man. I'm starving. I'll have as much as you can supply." And without asking anyone around for permission, the entitled Godkiller instantly grabs one of the fresh legs of meat that have been placed on the counter by the wolf vendor. As the stallsman yells, "Hey, wait a second!" But just as the Saiyan opens his mouth wide, ready to bite on his new meal, a furry blue hand grabs onto his shoulder from behind, seemingly to make him stop. "Get that hand off me if you want to keep it!" As Vegito instantly shifts back to a confrontational tone, wondering who would dare be stupid enough to postpone his meal on this weakling-filled planet. But to our surprise, standing there confidently, each with sinisterly beastly smiles, is the trio of danger, the powerful warriors of Universe 9 that competed in the Tournament of Power and faced Goku, Gohan and Buu in the exhibition tournament beforehand. Bergamo in particular, in the middle, clenches his fist in a threatening sign and stares into the eyes of Vegito and lets out, "Listen, friend, I don't know what primitive rock you crawled out from, but round here, you need to pay before you eat. Now cough up some cash to our poor uncle over here before we turn you into his next selection of meat. Got it?" Vegito though, who is completely unfazed by the pointless threat, looks confused for a second however, unable to work out where he knows these 3 from again due to his trauma over his 10-year imprisonment, thinking introspectively, "These 3, just like Gowasu, they seem familiar too. Are they from Universe 10 also, or were they at the tournament? If it's the latter, I guess that means they could be strong." But regardless, now closing his eyes and smirking to himself, Vegito doesn't look even slightly worried about the trio. What used to be considered strong back then is now child's play now, as he responds, "Ah, I see. Money in exchange for food? Yes, truly a novel concept for my kind. But unfortunately, I haven't got any money, but I'm still hungry. So, I guess I'll have to be turned into meat then. Just do me a favor and wait until I'm done eating, will you? I taste better fattened up anyway." As instantly, without a care in the world, Vegito bites into the leg of sheep meat, gulping it down like it was his last meal on Earth. "What? How dare he!" As one by one, the trio of danger, Basil, Bergamo and Lavender, reel in anger and disgust at the contempt and complete lack of respect for authority the stranger shows for them. In instant response, all 3 powerful warriors power up massively in a show of force, ready to turn Vegito into literal mincemeat for his crimes right under their noses, with Lavender commenting, "Brothers, we cannot let this go unpunished in front of our people. Let us make an example of this strange-looking beast." Bergamo then in response, being the leader of the pack, grits his teeth, trying to control his rage as he lets out, "You just made a big mistake, buddy. The price of disrespecting the Trio of Danger is certain death. And I'll make sure yours is slow and painful. Enjoy that piece of meat, for it will be your last." Vegito though meanwhile just continues to eat away blissfully at the vendor's stock of cooked meat happily, and with his mouth full of food and his eyes closed, he dares the wolves to come at him, if they really think they're tough enough, that is, saying, "Yeah, sure, give it your best shot. I'm waiting, by the way. Hurry up before I go help myself to seconds." And like clockwork, not hesitating to move on Vegito's taunts, all three members of the Trio of Danger rush in at high speed towards Vegito, each one with a ferocious look on their face as if they had reverted back to their primal ancestors, chasing after their next meal. As the trio gets closer and closer within touching distance, Ultra Vegito remains stand still, of course not worried in the slightest as he continues to tuck into his leg of meat. But at the last second, with his mouth still full, his body begins to vanish, as with a smile he says, "No matter the timeline or universe, there are always fools ready to rush to their deaths, huh?" As instantly, in a show of incredible speed, technique and ability, mid-flight, Vegito appears before each of the three brothers and attacks each one separately, with Bergamo being the last, being hit directly in the stomach. Immediately, all three are sent flying straight into a nearby hut, decimating it in the process with a loud bang. But standing there with them, with his foot planted on the stomach and chest of Bergamo, is still a smiling Vegito, looking down at his prey as he says, "So when exactly am I supposed to suffer this slow and painful death, huh? You know, on my planet, we hunted your kind. This almost reminds me of back home, so thank you for all that." And suffering under the pain and pressure of Vegito's boot, Bergamo begins to cough up blood as the last of his life force fades away from the damage. But soon, finally realizing who the stranger is that he has actually ended up fighting against, a come-to-terms Bergamo grunts out at his opponent in pain. "There's no doubt about it. This power, this speed, you must be who the gods warned us of. You are the God Killer, Vegito." Vegito, with one cheek full of food, looks down at Bergamo with a look of surprise and confusion as he questions the dying animal. "What's this? You know me too. How's that? It's bugging me not knowing where I know you guys from. Did we fight before or something? Maybe that explains how easily I read your movements." But an angry grin soon forms on Bergamo's face, however, as he lets out while still bleeding. "I'm afraid not. But the rumors of your evil deeds precede you, Vegito. Unlucky for you, Lord Cedra came prepared for just this moment. To think we'd be the ones to spot you, though. Of all the warriors in this universe, Cedra entrusted this device to. Oh well. For the good of the universe, the Trio of Danger will do anything." It's then that we see in Bergamo's hand there is a small and familiar purple and blue button, just like the one Goku used to own that summoned Zeno, before immediately he presses the button. Meanwhile, on the other side of the galaxy, Sidra and his angel Mojito are seen in an unnamed area of Universe 9, when they both simultaneously suddenly receive the signal let out from the mysterious button. They both look shocked as they turn to one another, solemnly knowing what they have to do next, as Sidra says, "It's Bergamo, the God Killer! He's here! It's time, Mojito! Get us there now!" And without saying a word more, using the power of Mojito's staff, the God of Destruction of Universe 9 and his attendant disappear and quickly reappear in space outside of the planet of Bergamo and his brothers, the one Ultra Vegito is unknowingly situated on right now. With a look of visible sadness and regret on his face, Sidra then looks down on the planet, as if knowing it is about to suffer a cruel fate before letting out, "Bergamo, Lavender, Basil, you have my word. You three will always be remembered in the hearts of us gods. 3 heroes that saved the multiverse. The brothers of legend. Goodbye, my friends." And knowing he can wait no longer, Sidra then raises his right hand to the planet and yells out as it creates a massive glowing spinning ball of the now familiar purple destruction energy, before shouting, "Hakai!" instantly launching the concentrated ball of destruction power right down on the unsuspecting planetary population. Back down on the planet, Vegito remains with his foot on Bergamo's chest when suddenly he notices something. Huh? What's this? Some kind of escape technique? As right before him, Bergamo already begins to turn to nothingness as he becomes erased under the power of Hakai. With a small grin, knowing his time has come, Bergamo says, "So it's begun. Goodbye, God Killer. I would say we'll meet again in the afterlife, but I guess that's not where we'll be going." What? Soon after, the confusion over Bergamo's riddle-like words increases exponentially as Vegito looks down at his piece of sheep meat, and that too now begins to erase to particulate matter. And within seconds, now not only has the entire chunk of meat gone, but so too has a number of Vegito's fingers, as he finally realizes that he's been done in and what has just happened. But what? What's going on? No, surely not! He didn't! And with a righteous, indignant fury in his voice, Vegito looks to the sky and yells out, No! Not like this! Stop, you fool! As from back in space, we see the once peaceful planet instantly erupt into an explosion that leaves nothing behind but dust in its aftermath. Anything and everything that ever existed on its surface being erased for eternity. All the while, Sidra and his angel, protected by a ball of energy, just watch on, knowing they had finally rid the multiverse of its greatest ever threat. The God Killer is no more. With everything finally done, Sidra turns his face to Mojito, finally looking a little bit relieved. Mojito smiles in his anxious way as he tries to use his angelic powers to confirm that they've won, now not sensing any life force whatsoever. Sidra says, "It's over. It's finally over. I knew those deity summoning buttons would be useful. He may have had an angel staff, but his control over it was amateur at best. He could hardly even control where he arrived. It was only a matter of time before I caught him off guard. To which Mojito nods, continuing to look more at peace than he probably has in a while, replying, "Yes, my lord, a truly novel idea. I must admit I had my doubts, but in the end, no matter how strong this Vegito had gotten, he could never match your intelligence and experience. The trio of danger will be remembered in the pantheon of heroes for millennia to come. Perhaps, after 990 years, we could use the Super Dragon Balls to revive them once again. A fitting reward for such a selfless act." What? But suddenly, their once peace and relaxed-stricken faces give way to shock and horror as they both suddenly feel a sharp pain in their chests. And as they look down to see what it could possibly be, penetrating both their chests brutally is a familiar energy blade that could belong only to one man. One mortal who seemingly cannot be stopped by these gods at any cost.
L is for lovers who love one another. A is for ass, of which I like to eat. U is for you're the only one for me.